Here we go. So, without further ado, let's get the meeting started. And of course, because our Toastmaster of the evening is not here yet, I shall sit in for him while he attempts to come home and join us. So, welcome everybody to our meeting. Once again, it's me sitting in for your Toastmaster of the evening. So, our theme for tonight is own less, do more. Basically, about things like minimalist, decluttering your life, and basically living a little bit simpler but still be able to be efficient, I guess, so to speak. So,
I'm at my meeting already.
yes, Andy. Okay, so let's get started your meeting with a round of introduction to everybody. So my name is Cheryl, in case you didn't get it. I'm the Vice President Education of this club. And for me, minimalist, well, I'm not exactly the most minimalist person in the world. Trust me, if I turn off this virtual background, then you're gonna see that I practically live in a storeroom. I hoard stuff. And you can ask our facilities people every time I requisite for stationaries and stuff from the company, it looks like I am opening a warehouse. But I want to hear from you guys. Maybe I can learn a little bit on how to be a little more minimalist, to own a little less things. So starting with Abdallah.
Thanks, Cheryl. Good evening, everyone. My name is Abdullah. And being minimalist, I would say, since I'm in Penang, and trust me, guys, driving in Penang is it's scary, it's crazy. So what I will do is to be a minimalist is I take Grabs. Why I take Grabs? Well, first is it's cheap. The second thing is you have the opportunity to try out different type of cars, and at the same time you have some fun. So that's the benefit that I see from Grab. And back to you, Charlotte.
Okay, thank you, Abdallah. Next on my screen, I have Andy. Hey, Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy, all the way from KK, the city, not KK, the person. My ideas about minimalist is I don't really I don't really go for that. I can't help but keep stuff too. So Cheryl, you got a friend. Back to you.
Thank you, Andy. Yeah, high five. So that's on my list. I have JJ.
Hi, thank you, Cheryl. So minimalist for me, I think is we need to have something is a less, then you can feel it's more important. I can say that. What I say that because example, you want eat some foods, you eat a lot, then you feel the food is very not delicious at all. But you eat a minimum as one portion each dishes, then you feel very yummy and delicious. That's the thing I think for me, the minimalist for me. Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, JJ. Yeah, I get what you mean. Sometimes when you just gorge over something over a few days, like what I do, I love my mom's chicken rice, but sometimes when she has leftover, I will be eating chicken rice for like the next 3 or 4 days. I kid you not. And by the time I get to day 4, I'll be like, ugh, I think maybe I can tell her not to cook chicken rice for the next few months, maybe. But you're right that. Okay, now before I go further, I've shared a copy of the agenda for tonight in the chat box, so you may go to the chat box and download a copy so that you know what's going on for the tonight and what we'll be doing. So next on my list, I have our guest, Alessandra. Hi, you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us what you think
Okay.
about being minimalist.
Okay. Hello, my name is Alessandra Roleda, but my friends call me Sam. So I'm not from Penang, as I've already told you guys. And for me, being minimalist or being a minimalist or minimalism means decluttering your life. So you don't really buy that much stuff. You prioritize having more space for yourself, both literally and mentally, I guess. And it goes by I guess it can be summed up by this quote that's also famous in graphic design, like less is more for most of the time, especially in graphic design. But for me, I'm not sure if I am a minimalist, but I don't buy that much stuff. But sometimes I do hoard stuff too. So I think that's all I have to say for now. Thanks.
Well, thanks, Sam. Yeah, I think you definitely have the right idea going on there. And especially, like I said, if I turn off my virtual background, you're going to see a lot of clutter. Plus, for the fact that yeah, I definitely agree with what you say about having more space for you because I share a bed with two cats and my bags. Lots of bags.
Oh, what are the breeds of your cats, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, you like cats?
Yeah, I like cats.
Oh,
My aunt
okay.
has two cats back in the Philippines.
Okay. No, they're just local cats, what we call kucing kampong. We they're strays that I pick up from the streets. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, we used to have like a lot of strays hanging in our house in the Philippines too. But my grandma got annoyed with them and then made them go away.
Aww.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking
No,
now.
no, sure, no worries, no worries. Okay, next on the list I have KK. KK the guy, KK the oppa, not KK the city.
Hi, KK, KK, the person, the human. Hi, everyone. I'm KK, a member of Gurney Hydro and also Motorola Penang Toastmasters Club. Minimalist, not me, definitely, but I'm trying to be because I found that I have a lot of stuff that I haven't moved into my new house. And if I'm moving all my stuff inside into my new house will be like storeroom as well, because I have boxes of books, a lot of medals, running medals that I don't know where to put in my new house, that I'm considering to donate or throw them away. So I'm learning to be minimalist. Hope anyone here who know how to control yourself to own more things and can share more tips to us later. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, KK. KK, get a display cabinet for your medals lah. Hey. Then
Okay.
maybe in future when you zoom with us, we can see it behind you. Okay, so next on the list we have See How. And I
Hi,
see Brian is here.
hi, Ryan, and hi, everyone. It's Sihao here. Maybe I want to repeat that phrase again: the youngest and most handsome, not most handsome, member in the club. Yeah, and currently I'm serving as a sergeant at arms as a club. Yeah, the youngest one. All right. Minimalist is. I don't think it's really me. All right. But when it comes to minimalist, I think I will be I will try to be minimalist when I'm spending on something. I just spend on necessary. Well, sometimes we don't have to be minimalist. Okay, just do whatever it should do. Try to be simple, but get everything done perfectly, and it's okay to not be a minimalist. Back to you, Cheryl.
Okay, thank you, See How. Yes, definitely, I agree. Yes to consumerism. Buy, 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 buy. So now I see that our Toastmaster of the day is in already, so I shall now hand over the reins to hosting this meeting to him. Over to you, Brian, because it's exhausting being the host.
Thank you so much to our Vice President Education, representing our President today. Our President could not make it, unfortunately. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for taking up this role until I came in. So I am sorry, everyone, I am 10 minutes late, but I think that Cheryl has already introduced a little bit of the theme of tonight, but I will just reiterate it. And I think everyone here has already introduced themselves. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I don't
Not
have
yet.
to call. Really? Who else? Why don't you finish it first? Because I don't know who you called.
Okay, fine. Okay, so next on the intro list, hi Nick.
Hi everyone, my name is Nick, the member of Gurney, Hydro Toastmaster. For me, being minimalist is less is more, the always minimalist goal. So there's some tips for my wardrobe minimalist. I like wear basic t-shirt. I don't like so much of color thing. So I don't have to choose when I going out and spend my time to think what should I wear today. So I just pick any of it. And this thing, this tips is get it from Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs had the same color of t-shirt every single day wearing it. So there's a tips for the wardrobe. And then also another minimalist tip is if you buy anything, for example, you need to buy a new cup, you must make sure that you're going to throw another your old cup. So you're not going to be more and more cup in your kitchen. So this is one of the minimalist ways to become a minimalist. Yeah. So if you decide to buy one, think one to choose, think one to throw. Yeah. That's my tips for being minimalist. I'll pass back to Cheryl. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nick, for future Nick Jobs. Taking over for Steve Jobs. Yes, to all my friends who cannot be more creative and give me mugs all the time. I also welcome Grab vouchers and cash. So if you don't know what to get me for Christmas or my birthday, there you have it. Forget the mug. Okay, next on the list. Hi, Michelle.
Hi Cheryl, hi everyone, good evening. I'm Michelle Lalita, I'm from this club. Yeah, today I'll be the evaluator for Abdullah. So talking about minimalist, right? I'm going to share something just the same as KK. You know, when you had something and you want to throw it away, especially when I opened my wardrobe this year, a friend of mine was asking, you know, because of the flood that happening recently, and she said that if you can help to donate some of your shoes or whatsoever, not that you can. So when I opened my wardrobe, I had this pinch in my heart because even though there's some of the dresses or even the t-shirts that I don't wear for a long time, I kept it because during my traveling day, I bought it and I store it. I don't really wear it all the time. And when I have to give it away, it's like so painful to say that goodbye and handling to my friend. But when I did that and I drive back home, I feel so good. And now when I open my wardrobe or even my shoe rack, I feel so good. I can see, you know, spaces there. Then I know that, okay, I did a good thing, one thing. And second thing, I managed to clear off after so many years of dilly-dally. I managed to do that. Now it looks so good and I feel proud of myself as well. So I think that boils down a little bit of minimalist in my dictionary today. Thank you. Back to you, Cheryl.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, I think I should do the same thing to my closet also because it is bursting at the seams. I have a lot of clothes I don't wear. Okay, here's a little story. Some of you may not never have seen me wearing pants before other than my jeans. Reason is because ever since I gained weight, I told myself I will not buy a new pair of pants until I can squeeze myself back into these old pants. And I don't care by hook or by crook. I will wear those pants again. I will not buy another new pair of pants in the big size. No way. And that's why until today I've not been able to wear them. Sad, I know. Oh, but anyway, moving on. Next on my list, I see Felicia. Hi, Felicia, our GE for tonight.
Hi everyone, I'm Felicia. I'm the channel evaluator for tonight. So yes, I'm a fan of minimalistic, and it happened by accident. So when I moved into this house, my friend was actually staying in my master room. So I have to pack my clothes, you know, into boxes. But then I was staying in another room. So initially, I thought it was a temporary decision, and so I thought, like, you know, I'm gonna move anyway. So let's just pack maybe like 10 sets of clothes and just live with it temporarily. And that temporarily period turned into 1 year. So by the 1 year, I realized that I didn't die, not wearing the whole closet of mine. And yeah, so since then I started to decide, you know, I think I could live like this. And one of the tips I practice is when I decided to buy something, I don't buy it immediately. So I just put it into the cart and then wait for 1 week. If 1 week later I still think that I need that thing, it's probably I really need it, then I'll buy. If like 1 week later I think maybe I don't really need it, then I wouldn't buy. So that slow down my urge to shop, I guess. All right, back to you, Cheryl.
Well, Felicia, I think we can be sisters when we go shopping because that's what I do also, especially when it comes to clothes. I always believe in, this quote, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. So if I see something I like, I will not buy on the spot. But the next time I go back to the shop, if it's still there, then it's mine. Otherwise, then okay, then so be it. It was never meant to be mine. So yeah, we should go shopping. Now, guys, we have a mystery girl here. Hi, Jia Hui.
Hello.
Hi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
hey. Oh, hang out
yeah.
Toastmasters Club. Hi.
Yeah. So, hi everyone, I'm Jia Hui from Hangout Toastmaster Club, and today is my first time attend this club meeting, and yeah, so nice to meet you all, and yeah, so that's all from me. Back to you, Cheryl.
Okay, thank you, Jia Hui, and welcome to Gurney Hydro Toastmasters Club. Well, I haven't visited you guys in a hot minute. Yeah, I should be visiting again soon. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're done with all the introductions now, and then I shall pass the floor to our official TOE of the evening. Ryan, it's all yours now, officially.
Thank you so much again. Once again, our Vice President Education, Cheryl, representing our president today. And wow, she did it right on time. The introduction is supposed to be until 8:20 and we are still on time. So thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful introductory session, even though I did not manage to listen to all of you, but I got 1 point from all of you tonight is that the theme actually goes across. When we talk about the theme tonight is own less, do more. Everyone thinks of minimalism. That is correct. It, I think, envisions the way that our late Vice President of Education, Fatima, has chosen this theme for herself, and she was quite happy about it when she started the roster for all our themes. She had this and we decided to leave it in. So tonight, honoring her, I believe she was one of the advocates of owning less and doing more. She was always an active girl. She wanted to go out there, see the world, and it's easy for her to uproot herself and just move on to the next adventure. That might not be the case for a lot of us. So there is actually a deeper meaning, at least from what I've learned or what I've gone through for this past few days after accepting the TOE role. I've learned that actually minimalism really, really correlates with what you are trying to achieve and what you're trying to do. You see, I am the total opposite of minimalism or a minimalist. I am a direct hoarder. Everything I get, even if it's a piece of paper, even if it's something insignificant to someone else, is very, very important to me. Now, you would not believe that I actually still have movie tickets from when I was, 13, 14 or 12 years old. Now, those movie tickets have already faded, but I still keep them because it brings sentimental value to me. So in a sense, if you ask me to jump on a plane and move on to my next adventure, for example, if I have the chance to go to US and start a new life tomorrow, I would not be able to do that. That's why minimalism is very important in people's lives, because when your opportunity comes knocking on your door, at least this is the deeper meaning of the theme tonight, when opportunity comes knocking on your door, how many times do you actually grab it? I bet all of you here, at least I do it. When an opportunity comes, I will always say, let's see first lah, or let's just wait. I need to think about it. We don't grab it. That's because the things that we own and the things that we have behind us, it actually pulls us back. So owning less and doing more has a deeper meaning than just possessing materials that are in same color or possessing materials that are a little bit. It actually brings a lot more meaning to you. So it actually can help you live your life to the fullest, but it's very hard to practice. So whoever is practicing it, congratulations. And whoever is trying to practice it, do it slowly in stages. That's why this theme for tonight brings us to our thought of the day. Now, I'm also the thought of the day master, so let me share with you the thought of the day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to prepare slides because, as you know, I was late. But if you can refer to the agenda, I guess it was shared in the chat earlier. So if you can refer to the agenda says that the thought of the day for today is everything you own owns you right back. Now let that sink in. Everything you own, everything you have owns you right back. How many of us, when the flood comes or when peril comes to your way, the first thing you do is look for your phone or your laptop? See, Cheryl's hand is up there waving in the air. It's not so important that we save our own lives. We need to save our phone. And yes, mine too. I think Michelle once witnessed that I was in total chaos and total panic when I lost my phone. And it was such a nuisance to me when that time came, you know. So in a sense, my phone actually owns me, just like anything else. When you have a car, you think you own the new car, you think you own the new Ferrari, you think you own the new Lamborghini, but actually that object owns you because you take care of it. You don't want to drive it into very harsh conditions. You make sure that all of your time and effort is put into the car so that it's well taken care of. That's a car. Try to put that in your own shoe. What do you hold on to that is holding you back? It can be something materialistic. It can be a person. It can be some feelings that you have had at the back. So that's why everything you own, you think you are the master, but actually that thing is the master of you. So just take this back, ponder upon it in this meeting tonight. I chose this thought because it brings a very big, deep meaning. So I hope you guys can take that material object or that person or that feeling, find a common ground, figure out how you want to let it go or slowly release it, just like Cheryl. Please let go of your phone. Don't let it own you.
Hey, iPhone 13,
Even though it's iPhone 13, 14, 15. Try to, okay? So let's keep that in mind for tonight. Everything you own owns you right back. So hopefully you guys let it sink in and we shall have a wonderful, wonderful meeting tonight. Now, moving on from the thought of the day, today we of course have our typical meeting. Now, in a typical Toastmasters meeting, we have the PIE or PIE, which is the prepared speeches, the impromptu speeches, and of course, the evaluation session. For us, we jumble it up a bit, but the baseline of a Toastmasters meeting is exactly the same. So we can't have an evaluation without our co-evaluators. Now today we have 3 co-evaluators who have already introduced themselves. Number 1 would be our grammarian, JJ. He is here today and he will be the word of the day master. So let us invite JJ to explain his role a little bit and of course tell us the word of the day for today. So JJ, come and let us know what have you chosen as the word of the day.
Thank you, everyone. So I'm the grammarian for today. So my role is I want to capture all the words which is grammar mistake during you doing the speech. So I will capture all those need to help you to improve your grammar. So this is my role. So for today, I will share to you all the word of the day called winsome, W-I-N-S-O-M-E. We use it as adjective. So what is the meaning for this word? So mean is attractive or appealing in fresh or innocent way. So the similar word is we can use it as adorable, lovely. This is the similar words. So the usage for this word is like example, JJ Winsome smiles makes him popular amongst friends. This example how you use the word. So remember the word winsome. Okay, that's all for my sharing. So hope you guys can use the word of the day in the next speech. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Grammarian JJ. And yes, I was just about to say his winsome smile always brings cheers to everyone's face. So Cheryl and I have that little connection, that telepathic moment there. So everyone use the word winsome. You can say winsome, okay? It's just the put together of win and some. So you win some, you lose some. But today is all about winning. So win some. Remember to use the word of the day any time that you have called onto the stage. So before moving on, I will briefly introduce the two other co-evaluators for tonight. So we have our timer, Sihao. He will be timing all of your speeches, impromptu or prepared speech. He will be flashing out the backgrounds for you. Sihao, would you just demonstrate it for a while?
Yeah, sure.
He's already wearing red, so he'll blend into the red background. So that's green, that's yellow, and let's see the red one. Okay, yes. Okay, he blends into the red background. Thank you so much, Sihao. So he's the timer for today. If your speeches are timed for example, table topics or prepared speech, the evaluator will tell you, or the table topics master will tell you, make sure to pin timer Sihao for tonight. Thank you, Sihao. And of course, last but not least, we have a visiting Toastmasters who has always been really, really supportive. And that is Andy. Andy is going to be our R counter. So AA, R counter, Andy. Remember that he will be catching all your speech crutches, all your filler words, just like what I've just used, and all of the pauses or unnecessary fillers that you have used in your speech. So Andy will be giving his report at the end of each session, depending on the role. Thank you, Andy, for taking up the role in such short notice. And we love having you here and your winsome personality. All right, now that all of our role players are introduced, or our co-evaluators are introduced, let's go into a slightly less serious session first. Let's have our humor master. Now she has been taking this back seat for a long time. So now she's coming out and she's going to tell us a little bit of a funny story to tickle our funny bone. So with that, please join me in welcoming Felicia Chai, our humor master for tonight, for this short humor session. Felicia, you have the floor. Let's go.
Hi everyone, it's me again. So yeah, I hope my sharing of my personal experience could tickle you and put a Vincent smile in every one of you. So the last time I was a humorist, I shared about how my past English actually make a lot of funny jokes. So I told my patient, instead of telling my patient I'll put down the chair, I told patient I'll put you down. So that's the last time. And I just remember another one. So there was this time when I was still working in Sabah. So I work very near to my clinic. So it's so near that every day I can actually drive back home and have a nap and come back. It's probably like a 6 to 8 minutes kind of drive. And it's a very straight road. You know, there's it's not a highway, but it's a very straight road. So every day I drive home, and then I usually speed a little bit. I drive quite fast because there's no car on it. And then one day when I was rushing home to have a nap, out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, there was a bird flying towards my windscreen and just crashed right into my windscreen. And it creates a very, very loud sound. It's like, and then I was still in shock, you know, and I can see the feather of the bird was dropping down, and I can't see anything else. I was like literally in shock. So I drove home quickly, and I was in panic. Then I took out my phone because there's no one, you know, I needed to tell someone about this. And then I told my friend, hey guys, I just banged on a bird. And then my friend said, whose? And I was like, did you hear me? What did I say? Then he said, yeah, I know, I'm asking whose. So yeah, I hope it's a funny joke for everyone. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Felicia. PG 13, 18 plus. Everyone, if you didn't get it, so please you preserve your innocence. But those who got it, everyone who's laughing, I can know who you are and I know what you are thinking. So Felicia, you can answer who's in the chat later if anyone asks. But I think the bird was just going home, rushing like you to get a nap. So who knows? Thank you so much, Felicia, for just cheering us up right before a very intense session for the two speakers that are coming up. All right, now we are going to our first slice of pie for today, and that will be the P session, and that will be the prepared speech session. This session will feature two speakers for tonight who has bravely submitted their soul to Cheryl, the VPE, as they are going to be giving out or giving their speech to us. Now, I would first of all like to invite, of course, the first speaker and the second speaker has already in. The evaluators will do the announcement and the evaluators will be introducing the speaker. So I will pass it first to the first evaluator for tonight, and that is none other than Cheryl Lee. She will be evaluating Nick for his speech. So let's hope Nick is ready. Cheryl, you have the floor to introduce and invite the speaker.
Okay, thank you, Brian. So Nick will be attempting Level 1 Project 2 of his Persuasive Influence Pathway, which is Evaluation and Feedback First Speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. So with the speech titled, Nick Chok, Malaysia Youth Storm. Malaysia Youth Storm, Nick Chok.
Hi everyone, good evening to my fellow Toastmaster friends and visitor today. And my topic for today is the Malaysia Youth Storm. I did not specifically explain what's the topic about. That's why I want you to listen carefully to my speech. Recently, I heard some news regarding the Malaysia youth are taking the storm in the next Malaysia election. So you'll be wondering, what is the storm means? Let me tell you. There are 5.8 million of young people, or the first voting batch are coming in our very close near election. If you have followed up the news, the politics news. Let me bring you the concept of how much is 5.8 million of the youngster, which has increased 40% of voters compared to the last elections. This is a very huge number and a very huge impact in our next elections. Listen carefully, it's 40% of the youngster right now have increased. So for your information, our Malaysia right now, they have lowered down the legal voting age to 18 years old. And if you are 18 years old, you're automatically registered as a voter. Later, I will share a link on the chat box. You can just type in your IC number and you can check whether you are valid for the next voting or not. If you have followed up our Malaysian news, our election could be any time that you can't even expect it sometimes. All right. A new survey by our Merdeka Center, they have shown that 2/3 of youth have no interest in in participating in the politics, which it's also included me. My knowledge towards the Malaysia politics is almost like a blank paper, and I even have no idea why our current prime minister become our prime minister right now. I didn't even vote for it. I didn't even know it's not my choice to choose. He become to my prime minister. It's like, okay, it's not under my vote. So especially the structure of our politics is super complicated for me. So I did some research on the structure of the politics, yet still couldn't understand. As from this, you can know that our youngsters right now, they don't even care about politics because it's hard to understand what's happening in our country. Somewhat we care about our youngster, we care about what to eat for our lunch instead of who is ruling our own country. Is this the, I guess, is this the modern norm of our youngster nowadays? I believe it is, because my friends and even my family, they have very less involved talking about the politics, and we have no idea what's happening in our politics in our Malaysia. So today, I'm here to share you some tips. As a youngster, I share some tips, and I have recently used to follow up the Malaysia politics news, that I start to get more news from the politics kind of view from the news, which is mostly involved in technology and not the newspaper style. All right. So the first thing is social media. So we should use the social media in the right way. So we usually spend so much of time getting the news from the social media, but end up the news is not really benefit to us. Things we usually focus things like what is the horoscope, what's the best luck horoscope of the month, or some funny video clips or some memes, you know, we just share and then laughing, and which really cure our temporary solve our stress, you know. Okay, I'm totally believe that. So for my tips is, you have to subscribe all the local news page in Facebook. Also remember one thing, after you subscribe, remember to turn the following to see first or favorite, to make it priority when you in the post schedule is going to be priority in your Facebook, which means when you click in, the first thing you see is the news about your surrounding you. So this is my tips also. YouTube is one of the sources as well for me to get this kind of politic news too. So a lot of local Malaysian youngster YouTuber, they have their channel to talk about the Malaysia politics, and they even figure it out what is the intention of the politics doing this and that. So it's quite kind of impressed that they help you to figure it out, but you yourself have the responsible to digest it well and believe it this is a true or not. So the second tips I'm coming up is listen to podcasts. So I believe nowadays we spend a lot of time traveling, no matter you are in the car or taking any public transport, especially for those who need to travel from the mainland to island or island to mainland for work, like me, sometimes. So probably you spend more time in the car. So don't waste the commuting time. You can download any podcast apps. For example, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or if you have Spotify, you can in this podcast you can search like BFM News or Malaysian News Today, something like this, and they have tons of choices to listen on it. So you can really listen it during your community time. And I even listen it during my night time before I sleep, maybe 3 news a day. So yeah, you get more information before you sleep. I'm not sure whether this is good, whether it will disturb your sleeping habits or not. But this is, for me, I find this is a very good habit, that okay, I get some news before I sleep. The third tips coming up is download the news apps to get more direct news. But what do I mean this? If you are a Mandarin reader, you can download like Sincho Daily, or if you're an English reader, you can download the Star and etc. All the apps is in the App Store. You just search on it. So if you have, I believe if you are busy people, or you have a busy schedule, probably you don't have enough of time to click inside and read it. For me, I don't have time. But what is the purpose? I'm asking you to download it. The most important thing is to receive the notification of the apps. You know, when there's an important news, they will send through your notification, and you can even take a glance of topics, whether you are interested in this topic or not. So it's very good to see, this is a local politics news. So you just click inside and then you can read through the article, and well, it gives you more information about the Malaysia politics, how it goes. So turn on the notification and spend a little time to have a pick of the topic. All right, so these are 3 tips I want to share today. The first is how to use social media in the right way. The second is listen to podcasts. Third is download the download the news apps, right? So in the conclusions, me as a youngster, we hold the 40% of the power for the next election. I believe we could make Malaysia a better place this time. So the message, use the vote in your hand wisely. Get more news about Malaysia politics and figure it out yourself to see who can really bring benefits to you and your community. Follow them and support them. I believe they need your support too. And for my personal view, I saw there's one politician, they are fighting rights for our youngsters in Malaysia. And I'm not going to mention who is him, but I would say he really needs more our new generation to support him, to help us youth to voice out in the parliament. So I guess you will be win some if you are explaining it to your friends about the politics. You will be more knowledgeable and you easily get impressed by your friends as well. So that's all for my speech today. Thank you very much. I'll pass my table to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Yes, everyone in the chat is raving about how Nick will be the next politician coming up. So Nick, you spoke true to your words and all of us are sold. You have our votes. Please go and put in your name as the party. Party Bebas or party, whatever that you want to call yourself. Go in and we are here for you. Now, I totally understand what Nick is trying to say about, because when the political scene comes into play, I myself do not exercise my right to vote as well, because I'm a little bit clueless on that. And some of my friends, they are really, really into politics, as in not to say 100% the extremists, but they want change for the country. Now, fun fact, my batch, when I was allowed or legal to vote, was the one that overturned the government into the new one. So you can count how many years was that ago, and then you can know my age. But all of my friends were super, super proud of that. Who of my friends who, wait, hold on, which friends that exercise their voting rights, they were also proud of it. But I was there sitting by the roadside or by the stands, just wondering, like, really, that it was really a big change, but I was not part of it. So exercise your right. Thank you so much, Nick, for that very informative speech just now. And I think I will slowly but surely get into the political scene. So thank you, Nick, for that wonderful, wonderful, informative sharing just now. And he as well has been taking a back seat for quite some time. And today he has come up thanks to our VPE who is pushing him. Another speaker here, our next one, is also a person that has been taking the back seat. And finally, he's going to do his next speech thanks to our VPE again, Cheryl. So here we are, inviting our next speaker. But before that, I would like to invite his evaluator, Michelle Lalita, to present his topic, his objectives, and of course, his speech in general, and invite him up. So Michelle, you have the floor.
Thank you, Thierry Brandun. Hello, Abdullah Ali. Abdullah Ali is attempting his innovative planning Level 2, Project 1, Can You Lead? With a time frame of 5 to 7 minutes. All right, so I'm going to read the purpose statement. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this project is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Abdullah Ali, can you lead? Can you lead, Abdullah Ali? Good luck.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Okay, there'll be presentation slides, so I'm going to share some here. All right, let's share. All right.
Before that, remember to pin me up, Abdallah.
Oh yes, thank you so much. Just pin, see how, pin. All right, can you guys see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, it's
yes.
head shaking. Okay, that's good, that's good. All right, thank you so much. Can you lead? that is a very scary question, especially when you see the word lead in it. I mean, like when you ask someone, can you lead this? The things that goes into your mind, the imagination that goes wild. Wow, I'm going to lead. It's like you're going to lead a team. You're going to lead a huge army. And that is scary. Well, today, I'm going to share with you 5 leadership styles that I'm sure all of you has one of these, or maybe even more of these styles in today's speech. So before I deep dive into these styles, let's first go back into the basic level. And that is, what is a leadership, right? So leadership, based on Wikipedia, it says that both as a research area and as a practical skill, it encompasses the ability of an individual or a group or organization to lead or guide other individuals or teams or even the entire organization. Now let's go into those leadership styles. So what are those styles? So there are total 5. First, we have the authoritarian, we have participative, we have delegative, transactional, and finally we have transformational. So I'm going to go into each one of these styles and I'm going to share a few of my experience based on these styles. So we'll start first with the authoritarian. So what does authoritarian means? Basically, it's a one-person show that turns out to be as successful in a situation when a leader is the most knowledgeable person in that team. So for example, let me share with you a case here. Well, right now in this club, Gurney Toastmasters Club, I'm currently the Vice President of Public Relations. And as you can see, most of the posters, most of the meeting posters, or even most of the other posters are actually done by Cheryl. And Cheryl actually held this role for really like quite some long time, and she has the experience. So when I was given that role, she guided me. When I posted something or when I decided something, it gives me the guidelines. Hey, you need to change this. Hey, this design is not correct. This color is not correct. So in this example, she is authoritarian. She is the knowledgeable person because she had the experience. She knows what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing that I need to avoid in terms of doing this or handling this role. Next, we have participative. So what is participative? This involves team members in the decision-making process. Team members thus feel included, engaged, motivated to contribute, and the leader will normally have a last word that concludes the meeting or the discussion. So an example here is our club president, and that is Joanne, which is not with us today. Well, what she does is, in those EXCO meetings, what she will do, she will share the main topic and she will ask all of us to contribute, give some feedbacks. What do we think of this? What do we think of that? And everyone will have the opportunity to share their feedback. And then she comes at the end and then she conclude, okay, so based on this discussion that we had, this is the action that we need to take. So she has the participative leadership style. Third style we have is delegative. So what is delegative? Well, it focuses on delegating initiative to team members. This can be a successful strategy if team members are competent, take responsibility, and prefer engaged in individual work. But however, there might be a disagreement among members that may split and divide the group or maybe lead to a poor motivations. So for this example, I would say the delegative person that I've experienced was Brian. So Brian, when he usually conducts contests, all that, he approached me for certain roles. Now, in the beginning, I'm being honest with you guys, I haven't handled any roles in contests before. But what he has is the delegative style, which means he doesn't like randomly assign tasks. He knows the person that is going to assign that task to. He assesses the task first before he hands it to that person, as well as he guides that person on delivering the task. So Brian has the delegative leadership style. Then we have transactional. So transactional, as the word transaction, means at leader, there's a transaction between the leader and his followers. It involves rewards, punishment, or even exchange of certain things. For example, I'll do this, in exchange you do that. Or can you do me a favor? Can you do this for me? I'll do this at the end. So that is a transactional kind of leadership style. I'm not sure if I have experienced anyone in this club who has that style, but that is what transactional means. And then we have transformational. So transformational means is the leader who inspires his or her followers with a vision and encourages and empowers them to achieve that vision. So what I've experienced is with the person who has this transformational leadership style would be Michelle. Michelle, she actually motivated me in certain tasks in terms even of my personal work and all that. And she really has that ability of motivating people. She has that winsome smile on her face that gives you makes you feel welcome to speak with her. And the way she motivates you, it's wow. So transformational style would be Michelle. Now, the funny question that I want to ask you is, can you lead? I'm sure all of you have seen these leadership styles, and I know some of you may have, if not, or even more of these styles, and you have experienced that into your personal life or work life. So the question is, can you lead? And back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Abdallah. You may now unshare your screen. So basically, today's Abdallah's speech about can you lead is actually, can I take everyone's heart? So he has actually taken one of each of us to put into his speech and then make us like, oh, Abdallah is talking about us tonight, and it makes me feel so good. So Abdallah, I think you probably achieved that. Let's see how Michelle, the transformational leader, will transform you tonight through her evaluation. But I think tonight our two speakers have already sort of talked about it at the back. So Nick talked about how the next politician or the next future leader is coming based on what the people choose. And then Abdallah comes in and talks about leadership styles. So which one would you prefer, or which one do you think is the best, or which one suits you better? So you can see these two speakers are actually talking to each other at the back. But I don't know, maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but maybe it can be real. However, anyway at all, thank you so much to our two speakers for tonight. You have done wonderfully well, and coming back into the light is always a good thing. So it's nice to hear Nick and Abdallah speak tonight. Now we will be moving on to our 1.5 slice of pie, I would say. It's the evaluation session. Remember I said that our Toastmasters Club does it a little bit differently. We don't do it in chunks of like prepared speech, impromptu, and evaluation. We put the evaluation in between so that when the speaker has already spoken, the evaluation comes in directly, and hence your memory of the speech will be better at that point in time. And the evaluators will have a better time preparing because they have to prepare it fast. However, it practices the skill of listening, and it practices your skill of proper judgment. So that is all what our club is about. So we'll move on into the assignment speech evaluation right now. And first up, I would like to call upon the co-evaluators first. I would like to call the timer for today to tell us the timing for both of our speakers. See how?
Right, allow me to share the screen. Right, so for Nick, the time taken for your speech is 8 minutes, 56 seconds. Unfortunately, it's a bit over time. And Abdallah, the time that you've taken is 6 minutes, 48 seconds. Congratulations, it's within the time limit. And well done for the speech. Maybe next time, Nick, you can pin me up or try to plan for your speech before you start it, so you can make it within the time limit. That's my part. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Sihao, for that wonderful timing report. Wow, see, Nick spoken like a true politician, always over time and never getting to the point. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, timer Sihao. Now let's invite our second co-evaluator for tonight, which will be our R counter, and it will be none other than our visiting Toastmaster, always supportive, winsome, Andy Lim. Andy, you have the floor to give your R counting report to our two speakers.
Thank you. I also would like to share my screen. Don't get scared. We're only focusing on this one first. So Nick, you have 3 souls, 1 yeah, 2 and 1 like, 1 all right, 1 2 26 R's, 8 repeated words. Example is like you, I, for my, and Abdullah, you so total for Nick is 44. Abdullah, you have 3 so, 2 and 1 like, 5 and repeated word 3, this, I, and the, which totals up to 14. Okay, that's all.
Thank you for not making it obvious. Don't look at it. Now I directly looked at my name, so I need to be more conscious about it. Thank you, Andy, for giving us that wonderful report. I'll leave it up to the GE to praise you for taking each of our roles, especially the speakers for tonight. So, Nick, 46, huh? I will be looking out for you. And Abdullah, congratulations as well. Thank you so much, Andy, for that wonderful accounting report. Let's move on to our third co-evaluator for today. It will be none other than our grammarian, JJ. So JJ, you have the floor to give the grammar Nazi report to both of our speakers.
Okay, Brian. Okay, so Nick, just now I detect you are using the word of the day for today, so that you use it when you use a summary and your speech. So you use the winsome. So nice, I like it. So there's some grammar mistake. Maybe I observe, it can help you. Just I listen to your speech. You got mentioned that no newspaper style. Maybe you can use the way like called paperless style, something like that, so that it's easy for us to understand. And I think is when you say you download the app, something like BFM, but you not explain what is BFM for. Maybe you can explain on that, what is BFM. So that's the thing I observed from your speech just now. So that's all. For Abdullah, you are very good in a command on English, so I cannot capture any mistake from you. I see you are share the slide, you show us this from the slide, you got a lot of explanation for us. So you give a lot of example, I like it. So I not capture any grammar mistake from you, but I detect you not using the word of the day today. Okay, that's my report for today. Thank you.
Sorry but in Juliet, he did use the winsome for Abdullah.
Oh yeah.
This for you. Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, maybe I missed out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much to Evaluator Michelle, and of course the winsome JJ. You can see his smile. It's already bringing smiles to my face whenever he speaks. But thank you so much for being the grammarian for tonight, and of course nitpicking at their grammar, but not too much into their grammar. So speakers, you have a very, very caring and of course a wonderful grammarian tonight. So please thank JJ, all right? With that, we will be moving on to our main evaluation for today. So we have 2 speech evaluation. The first up will be none other than Cheryl Lee, who will be, of course, evaluating our future politician. So Cheryl, tear him down or bring him up. It's up to you.
Okay, thank you, Brian. So I'll be presenting my evaluation for Nick's speech, and for the benefit of our guests, especially first-timers like Alessandra or Sam. Our evaluation is based on my own opinion only, and I'm not necessarily an expert in any kind of topic, but this is based on my observations alone of what I see from his speech. Now, Nick, what a winsome speech that is. Future politician indeed, to encourage all the youth to exercise their rights to vote for the incoming leaders. It was a very resourceful speech. You presented 3 resources for the youth to get the information about the state of politics that is in our country today. Definitely, even I lost touch because there's so many sources and so many stories left and right. I don't really care anymore. It's just tiring. But good on you to present 3 different types of resources that the youth can use to update themselves. And indeed, these are very relevant resources for them because this is something that you use. I also like that you ended your speech with a call to action to get the young people to really take more interest in the state of politics of the country so that they can make an informed decision and exercise their rights. I also okay, I'm on the fence about this. I kind of like that you didn't use any slides for your speech. It actually made me pay attention to what you were saying, especially at the beginning where you presented a bunch of statistics, things like 5.8 million young people will be eligible for to vote in the next election, and that takes 40% of the people who are eligible to vote. So that kind of made me pay attention. But on the other hand, I also would kind of prefer that you use slides minimally, just minimally, to because one thing that I think the slides will definitely help you in your speech is it will help guide your thoughts a little bit, because like what Brian said, sorry Brian, I'm gonna have to borrow this from you, but you said things like always over time and never getting to the point. I kind of have to agree with Brian on that. I felt that if you had used slides minimally, you don't have to put your entire speech in there. I felt that if you had used slides, it would help you to focus more a little bit on your speech, on your points, and really get your thinking in a more straight way rather than rambling all over the place. But overall, I think that it was a good speech. You definitely have something there, a very relevant topic, something that's very relevant today, and something that our youth really need to pay attention to. Good job on presenting the resources, but try to put a little bit of slides in the next time you present this speech. You have a second chance to present this speech, by the way, so put a little bit of slides in minimally just to help to guide your thoughts so that you don't go all over the place. And I think it would be great also, especially if you're presenting statistics at the beginning of the speech, because please have mercy on people who are numerically challenged like me, because we cannot remember numbers. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Now, first of all, I would like to say, sorry, Nick, you know I love you. I don't mean that you always overtime. I mean, some other people always overtime. But you are wonderful and perfect as the way you are. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for that wonderful and great evaluation for tonight. I think Nick will definitely appreciate it. And Nick, we're looking forward to your next speech, incorporating what Cheryl has told and shared with you today. So now moving on to our second speech evaluator for tonight. And that speech evaluator will be none other than the transformational leader, Michelle Lalita, and she will be evaluating Abdallah to see whether he can lead today. So Michelle, you have the floor. Don't forget to pin Sihao as the timer.
All right, let me try and see how. All right, I got you, Sihao. Thank you, TOE. Okay, I'm going to start with Abdallah Ali. The first thing is, I too love your winsome smile. Yeah, you make it easier for us to follow through. And you did a very great opening with a question that lead us. You highlight the word lead. And when I check everyone in this room, they're actually looking at the camera, they're looking at you, and they're listening to the very simple 4-letter lead. And it's very smart of you to use the slide so we can actually follow through your storyline, which you use every one of your Toastmaster members, and you make us feel good today. Thank you for that. And I can see through the slide that you do a lot of research on individual, and especially on your 5 subjects of that, and which make it easier for us to remember. And I'm sure that everyone in this room, somehow or rather, will fit in which are those 5 categories they are in. So coming to the area that you might want to twist a little bit to make it better is the voices that you portray. You have such a beautiful smile. You have such a beautiful face to show us. And many a times that you do carry on very well with your intonation, but today, somehow or rather tonight, that intonation breaks in between. And you know, the facial expression is not there for tonight because I have followed through your many speeches. But I find today is somehow a little bit not winsome on that part. And it makes it a little bit mundane at the middle point of it as well. But at the end, you pick it up again. And the third one, and the last one, is that I find that you should maximize the impact and the influence, you know, when you summarize all your 5 subjects, the leadership. So again, that we can remember, okay, I am in transformational. So tomorrow I feel a little bit better that I want to do that, you know, that the summarized part that you miss out. But overall, it was and it is a very great speech that resonates very well with your innovative planning project. All right. A little bit outside of that, just now you did mention that Joanne is not with us today. She is still with us. She's just absent. Just a little bit humor there. Okay, thank you, and back to you, TOE.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Putting in a little bit of humor so that Abdallah doesn't feel so stressed. Abdallah, glad to know that Michelle thinks you haven't lost touch. However, you need practice. So more speeches to come. I hope the next 4 months is your slots. Please take it up. I think Cheryl will definitely love you for you. All right, now that concludes our prepared speech session, both for evaluation and of course the speakers that I presented just now. So now we will be moving on into our just a short bio break before going into the impromptu session later. So I think we have since it's 9:08, we're supposed to start our impromptu session. I think a leeway of 3 minutes would be fine for
Maybe
you
for
to.
that, should we have the photo session?
Yes, wait. Sabar, timer, always tak sabar, but okay. Patience, my little grasshopper. Okay, so we will have a 3-minute break at 9:09 until 9:12. And since now it's 9:08, we have our photo session for today. So I think Cheryl, can you help us to take, or is Abdallah? I think Abdallah, you can take directly, right? Screenshot?
Can.
Yeah, since you just mentioned that you are the VPPR, so this is practically in your task. So Abdallah, you can go with the photo.
Okay.
So everybody, please turn on your camera and smile.
Joanne pula. Jonan.
Jonan, you want to turn on your camera? No, it's okay if he doesn't want to.
Oh, hello, Joanne.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Jonan.
All right, so
Long time no see.
3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, one more. This one freestyle.
Show off your winsome moves. I don't have moves.
All right, 3, 2, 1, smile. All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Abdallah. Timer, see how Christmas was over like weeks ago.
Exactly.
But,
I just want to make it red.
Okay, now it's 9:10, just turned 9:10, so I think we will come back at 9:15 for our short bio break, okay? So you have 3 minutes to do what nature wants you to do. So timer, please help us to time 3 minutes.
9:15?
I'll be back shortly.
9:13.
All right.
9:13, 3 minutes. I will be
Okay.
back shortly too. I need to go to the toilet.
Oh, you also need to pee. Yeah. Okay, everybody, let's have a little chit chat session. Who is left here? Who is left over?
All I want for Christmas is food.
Oh yes,
Oh,
food
I
is
guess
coming.
everybody went to pee. See you on Friday.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. I can't wait.
So are we going to have some nasi kandar from Abdallah?
Abdallah is bringing 4 fingers.
4 fingers.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Why 4 fingers lah? 4 fingers not nice eh.
Oh really? No, if it's not nice, you want me to like bring what, Texas or KFC or?
No, no.
No, I'm serious, guys. Like I thought like
Pelita.
Pelita, oh my god, Pelita. No, but serious, like is 4 fingers not nice? You wanna go for something else? Like
Can you bring nasi
what do you guys
tomato?
recommend?
Since I'm bringing rendang, can you bring nasi tomato?
From where can I get nasi tomato?
Order from.
Gurney.
You call it the mama. I call it the mama. I just order lah.
I know which. There's so many mama around here. Which one, ma?
Kapitan? Kapitan?
Oh,
Yeah,
they don't sell that. No. They don't have that.
Kapitan.
They don't have that.
Kapitan
They
has
don't have that.
biryani.
Yeah, they
Kapitan has
have.
no biryani. That's so sad.
They have biryani, but they don't have tomato. Nasi tomato.
Oh, then biryani is fine. Just order the biryani like one dulang or something and bring over. One dulang.
Bring the whole priok sekali lah. The whole priok.
Yeah. Cheryl, if Abdullah is bringing rice, do I still need to buy rice? I'm supposed to buy rice and noodle.
Oh, you're gonna buy rice, is it? Oh, okay lah.
So in that case, if Felicia is buying rice.
Yeah, I'm supposed to buy rice and noodle. Fried rice and noodle. But I can change into biryani if you want.
Yeah, so something that goes with nice rendang lah.
Okay. So what about my chickens then? Do I bring a different chicken?
Because who will bring the chicken anytime?
Now you have to ring the bell. You have to ring the bell. You only do like this, nobody saw.
Okay, so time,
guys,
everybody.
time's up.
All right, everybody.
Maybe we'll biryani afterwards.
Oh, hey, really time up. Okay, I just sat down. Okay, sorry. All right, welcome back. I hope everyone is back. KK, is TTE KK there? Okay, we can't start the meeting without our yeah, we got.
I'm
sorry to bother you, my good sir. But okay, we're about to begin our next session for today. Now, before we begin, I think we have a few guests here. So be sure this is your time to shine. This is your session because the speakers just now have spoken and most of us here have roles tonight. So you will be called for the impromptu session. And the impromptu session will feature a table topics master. But before we go into that, I would just like to pull you guys back into the theme of tonight again. Owning less and doing more. Now, we always think that we are defined by what we have. The amount of money in our bank, the clothes that we put on ourselves, the equipment that we use for a Toastmasters meeting. Everyone defines us differently, at least in our mind. We think that's how people define us. They define us by the material things that we have. But in reality, our self-worth and our self-confidence and our personal internal self does not equate to what you have. You are so much more than what you think you are, and you should not put yourself down just because you have iPhone 6 and Cheryl has iPhone 13. So, but in another serious note, yes, do not put yourself less worth than what you are just because someone else has it a little bit better. Owning less and doing more just means that you, even though you have less, you can always do so much more things. You can go for a hike and enjoy the hike instead of worrying, like Cheryl worrying that her iPhone 13 will drop into the water or drop off the cliff or drop into the ditch. You can enjoy what you want. But Cheryl is enjoying herself as well. There is no harm in that. Don't put other people down just because you feel the need to bring yourself up. Bring yourself up in a different light, in a different manner. So you can own less. Don't define yourself just because you have less money than someone else, just because you have less fortunate things than someone else. Define yourself in another way because you don't know your true potential and you are not living your life to your fullest until you allow yourself to grow, until you give space to yourself to expand. So keep that in mind for the next session. It could be an inspiration to you for your table topics. With that, let me invite our table topics master tonight. Also, our Cheryl Lee, the Vice President Education, and of course, our Piu Yima, but tonight she's not going to bring out that persona. Tonight is her alter ego, Cheryl Lee. So Cheryl, you have the floor to conduct the table topic session for our meeting for today.
Thank you, Brian. And everybody, as Brian mentioned, table topic session is an impromptu speaking session where you are given the opportunity to test your skills, thinking on your feet. I will give you a topic, which I'm not going to tell you before I pick you, and you will have 1 to 2 minutes to get your thoughts together and say something about it. There's no right or wrong answer. It is still your opinion, and you can say whatever you want. Now, for the timing, see how can you please double the timing lights, please? So at 1 minute, it will be green. At 1.5 minutes, it will be yellow. And at red, I'm sorry, at 2 minutes, it will be red. And after which, you will have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So now, let's get on to it. Can I have the first speaker, please? Oh, I don't mind. I already have my first speaker. But Yusuf, table topics champion all around the world.
Oh no! You must be kidding.
Oh yes, you are. I see you. I see you with your awards everywhere. So today's theme is of course on minimalist and decluttering. So I have a list of things with me for you to declutter. So, but Yusuf, for you, what words will you declutter from your vocabulary? What words will you declutter from your vocabulary, Pak Yusuf?
You mean to cluster my vocabulary in our bahasa or in English?
Doesn't matter. Up to you.
Oh my God. What do I cluster my vocabulary? That's a question, isn't it? Yep. How do I cluster my vocabulary when I'm learning a foreign language? I would cluster it into something like a verb, noun, adjective, and adverb. From those cluster, then I could try to arrange sentences like in a German language, it's quite difficult because there is a feminine and masculine. And every verb will change accordingly to what the subject is. But that makes me easier when I cluster all the things in those segments, like noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb. And that doesn't make sense in my bahasa. But anyway, when I'm learning a foreign language, those things, I would cluster it to make me easier. What should I say? What should I do after subject and verb? Should I do it with another verb or adjective or whatever? So with those cluster vocabularies, I can learn faster. Thank you very much. I know I'm wrong.
It's okay, Pak Yusuf. Thank you for being here anyway. Okay, now can I have my next speaker, please? How about Chahui, you want to give it a try?
Okay, sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, for you is what junk would you declutter from your possessions? What junk would you declutter from your possessions?
What junk will I declutter from my possession? I'm a person that actually likes to keep a lot of stuff. I will keep like notebooks, diaries, and receipts, tickets, and so on. I think it maybe is a habit. When I have the stuff and I will need it for recording, I will keep the stuff to do some record and so on. So the junk that I will declutter from my possession is the unused stuff, which are unused old stuff, like the old clothes. because I will buy a lot of clothes, but and continue to buy the clothes. Even though the clothes I didn't wear it much, but when I go to shopping, when I see new clothes, I will buy, continue to buy. And then for the old clothes, even some cannot be wear or it is already spoiled, I'm still keeping it. So the jump that I would like to declutter from my possession is the unused clothes that cannot be wear or those clothes that I don't want. But I will try to do that because my wardrobe are full of the clothes. Okay, back to you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I can understand that. If you look at my closet, I cannot even close the door anymore. Oh, shame. Alright, okay, anyone who wants to go next? Sam, you want to give it a shot?
Um, okay.
Okay, I'll give you an easy one, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. What habits would you declutter from your routine? What habits would you declutter from your routine?
Wait, do I have like 1 to 2 minutes
Yes, you have
to
1 to
think,
2.
right? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
No, you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak, but it's okay.
Oh.
Take your time to gather your thoughts.
Oh, okay. So the habits that I would like to declutter from my life is, first of all, I'd like to stop constantly spending my time on my gadgets. That's the first one. So being in homeschool, I spend most of my time in front of computer screen already, reading all my lectures there. And of course, I take like a few breaks and so between those intervals. But when I finish my homeschooling, what I usually do next is I just go to my phone and scroll through, and that's not really good for my eyes. Just a few days ago, actually, I've suffered something called digital eye strain, where your eyes, you expose it too much to the screen. It can be caused by like maybe by poor lighting or bad posture, but it gave me a severe headache. So I wasn't really able to continue finishing my required assignments that I wanted to do. So it made me feel just plain horrible. So yes, first of all, I would like to spend less time scrolling around in my phone, like going through social media or looking through YouTube videos, and then actually take the time to let my eyes rest from staring at the screen too much, because I already do that a lot for my school. And then the next habit I would like to change is I've noticed that I've started to eat a lot of sweets in the past few days. I'm not really a sweets person, but I've noticed that my parents started like bringing more sweets to the house. So we had like cheesecake, and then they also brought, wait, I forgot what it was called, but a bunch of cakes and some donuts too. And I found myself constantly eating those during my time when I am doing school and when I'm stressed too. And I know that's bad. I know that's bad. It'll give me some extra sugar in my bloodstream. I won't be able to extend them, since, as I've said before, most of my days are spent in front of the screen for my school time. So that would convert into extra fat in my bloodstream or in my body, and I don't want that to happen. Additionally, I've heard that excess sugar in your blood can lead to your moods going really low. And I don't want that to happen, but luckily I've been trying to change that. Actually, I've been replacing these sweets with more fruits, so mainly banana, and then perhaps I'll try adding in watermelon too as an healthy alternative for my snacks. And yeah, I think that's all the habits I have so far that I'd like to change. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sam. That was really good for a first try. You did very well. So, Brian, do we have time for one more? Or should we end it here? Because I see we are behind.
Let's have one more. It's interesting. You are the table topics master. It's very, very rare. Go on.
Okay, so who wants to be my next? Okay, then you be my next victim.
That's unfair.
Yeah, I call you.
Let's have it then, I hope.
Okay. Who are the people that you would like to declutter from your life?
No. Okay. Hard-hitting question. So recently, during the MCO, of course, I guess we all had that one small little time that you would just sit around in your room after work, after a short break, or after doing something that you probably love, your gym session at home, your reading session, and where you just have that awkward amount of time where you just sat at the side of the bed or sat down on your chair without nothing to do, right? And your brain just wanders around. So during the MCO, I had one epiphany kind of moment where I was thinking about all the different relationships in my life, and I sort of came across one friend. I'm not going to mention who this friend is, but this person was a huge part of my life since high school. He is one of my good friends. Now, I say good friend, not best friend, good friends, because I have someone else as my best friend. So he's a really good friend. And I started to think and question the relationship during the MCO. I mean, the friendship during the MCO. Now, this is all because I had so much free time. And when you have free time, your mind just wanders and wanders and wanders. And I finally figured out that after so much of wandering, and actually after wandering, just going into dwelling into that friendship that I so-called good, I realized that this friend is actually toxic. This friend uses me or manipulates me in different ways. And I won't say like super extreme manipulation. It's just that when he wants something, or when he wants me to give him something, or when he wants something on my side, he would say like, "Oh, I've done this for you. Why am not you doing this for me?" Now during that time, friends banter it's okay, you just say like, "Hey Cheryl, I've given you so much, I've given you all my time, you never give me your short amount of time to just become my TOD for tonight." It's usually those kind of conversations, but I've realized that it happened very, very often. Now during MCO, your mind wanders and wanders, and it picked up so much different events from that toxic friend. So of course, these are the kind of people that I want to declutter from my life. In conclusion, those toxic relationships that I would rather find out now than later, I'm glad that the MCO gave me time to think. And I'm glad that I decluttered this friend away. I'm not saying that I threw him into the ditch and forgot about him. I just hang out a little bit lesser or communicate a little bit lesser. We're still friends. And I'm aware that he's toxic, just that he's not toxic to me. And that is the most important part. So declutter toxic people from your life is what I want to say. Back to you, Cheryl. I know it's overtime.
Well, thank you, Brian. And I think I better end this right now because we are a little over time already, so that we can go for the evaluation session. So over to you, Brian.
Thank you so much for the interesting table topics session, and a very, very interesting topic for us to ponder upon. I think all four speakers, myself included, have now something to do during their free time. So after this meeting, let's see what our mind brings us to when you're just lying on your bed. Like Sandra, you can use the free time, your downtime from the device to think about who you want to clutter, at least, Thank you, Cheryl, for that mind pondering or questions that you have thrown to us. Now, not only the speakers, but everyone here, you can take those questions back and answer it yourself, and come join us in the next meeting to tell us about it, okay? So just like our prepared speech session, we have our evaluation session for the table topic speakers. Now, the table topics evaluator is, of course, ever ready. The ever ready KK Lim, our distinguished Toastmaster, to take over the table topic session. Now, KK, don't forget the co-evaluators. So KK, you have the floor to give the evaluation to all the table topic speakers just now.
Yep, thanks, Brian, for the reminder. Let me invite the co-evaluators to give the report first before I proceed for my evaluation. First of all, let me invite the Grammarian.
Okay, thank you, KK. So I will do the report for the Grammarian report. So first speaker is Pak Yusuf. So I not capture any word of the day you're using for the day. So today word of the day is a winsome. So I listen your speech is very nice. You share a lot of vocals, grammar, all the things. So I cannot capture any special mistake from the grammar there. For the second speaker, Chia Hui, I like your speech as well. So that you also know use the word of the day. So from the speech I can listen that you use a lot of the habits. I listen a lot of habits from you. You like to go for shopping, do some clothes purchase or something like that. So hopefully you can have a lot of clothes in your wardrobe. So the third speaker is Alessandra. So from the speech, I also cannot capture any word of the day today from your speech. So the thing I can capture is you mentioned that you have the problem like maybe because of the a few of your habits to do the things that cause your tiredness on your eyes and also the headache to continue your things, something like that. So I don't have any special grammar mistake you did. So far it's okay. So last one is Brian. So thank you, Brian, for your sharing. I also not capture you use word of the day for your speech just now, but you use the word of the day just now on the session before. But I like some of the keyword you use in your speech. Like example, like you say toxic friends, which I never heard before in the toxic friends is the people like that. So I wonder that who is your friend is have a problem on this. So you can have something like you to maybe pick up this kind of friends to not make friends with them, try to make some new friends, don't hang out with them. That's the things I learned from you. Then also you also share a lot of things like how you have different relationship with the good friends. To consider what the thing is called good friends and the best friend. So there's a difference with it. I noticed on your speech. So that's my sharing for the grammar. So that's all for my report.
Thanks, JJ, for the detailed grammar report. Next, let me invite the accountant, Andy.
Yes, I'm ready to share my screen again. Again, don't worry, don't
Don't be
too
scared.
much.
Don't worry. Yep.
Don't be scared. So we are focusing on the table topic speakers. Okay. Yusuf, you had 1 but 2 and, resulting in 3 filler words. Jia Hui, you had 2 buts, 1 and, 1 like, and 4 resulting in total of 8. Alessandra, you had 4 so's, 1 but, 1 and, 3 actually, resulting in 9 total. Brian, you had 1 so, 1 and 1 are. So that results in 3. Okay, back to you.
Thanks, Andy. Next, I want to invite our youngest member in the club, Timer. See how.
Right, hold on. Let me share my screen again. So, by Yusuf, the time taken for your table topics is 1 minute 48 seconds within the time limit. Chia Hui, the time taken is 1 minute 24 seconds. And what the coincidence, Alessandra and Brian, both of them take 2 minutes and 57 seconds. And it's okay, Alessandra, good job as your first table topics. You speak a lot and it's a good job. And for Brian, I know it's take a slightly longer time for you to remove the toxic from your body, from your life. So it's okay for you to overtime this time, all right? Back to you, KK.
Thanks, see how. Yep. Next, it's my turn to evaluate your table topic session. as a table topic evaluator. So what I share is just based on my opinion. How could we improve our impromptu speaking? For our first table topic speaker, Park Yusuf, the question was, what word would you declutter in your from your dictionary? So actually, like, what words do you want to remove from your dictionary? You answer it in another way, saying that how do you declutter your words in your vocabulary? Like you classify them word, noun, pronoun, and then maybe some feminine, masculine words. That's a good way when you want to bridge the question to what you know and what you want to explain to us. Perhaps I would suggest to form a better bridging, how to bring the questions to your answer. You might say, I don't have word that I want to declutter from my vocabulary because every word has its meaning. But I do classify them in this way. How do you classify? And perhaps in summary or at the end of the speech, you might share us the advantage. So by doing the decluttering and arrangement, you will notice you will find your words easier from your brain because you know when to use the noun, when to use the adverb, when to use the adjective. So that's my suggestion for Pak Yusuf. Next, our second table topic speaker, Jia Hui. What junk would you declutter from your possession? So Jia Hui used basic W, like what? So like what kind of junk that she usually collect, like tickets, receipts, and then explain in the next why he want to declutter because they are unused. Then lastly, she gave example. So a very structured way of answering table topics. At the end, actually, I like the way that you add in to describe about your clothes. I would suggest to make your speech more impactful, you can create some different ending. You might say, yes, my wardrobe is like full of clothes. So in case you want to buy clothes, you can ask me. I can buy for you so that I can feel your closet and not mine. Something like that. Just create some different impact, like a joke for ending. For third speaker, Alexandra, what habits would you declutter from your routine? Similar to Jia Hui, actually, Alexandra used W's to answer like what kind of activities she has scrolling the phone. Secondly, eat, and then she explained well each of the items. And I would suggest also a summary at the end of the speech, because commonly when we talk to people, we want to deliver message, whether you want to inform or to entertain, to persuade or to inspire. So it depends on what is the purpose of your speech. I would suggest to add a summary like, so the two main things that I want to remind myself and remind you: don't scroll your phone too often. Don't let it own you, but you own them. Something like that, more inspiring and bring some impact to what you shared with us. Then fourth speaker, Brian, I like the way that you share a speech in storytelling ways. As always, you always good in telling stories. Two suggestions for you how to improve the storytelling. Normally, we tell the story first, and then, for example, you might explain, oh, I noticed a good friend with me since secondary school. Every time he asked me to do something, he would say, oh, last time I helped you to do this, and can you do the same for me? Something like that. Then only you explain how you find him to be toxic in this relationship. I would think that would be more attractive. Put a statement at the end. And another thing that you have repeated, I think at least 3 times, that you are mentioning you were pondering and then you think of this friend. Perhaps you can declutter this from the speech, then you will meet the time. So that's all from my table topic evaluations. Back to you, Fran. Yeah.
Thank you so much to the table topic evaluator and all the co-evaluators that have given their all for the table topic speakers. Yes, thank you, KK. I will take home and I will ponder upon your suggestions again. But jokes aside, the evaluation session doesn't only target the table topic speaker. Even though you are not part of the table topic speakers just now, the list of the speakers, you can always take back what the evaluator has said or the co-evaluator has said so that you can improve yourself from the back. Of course, in the behind the scenes, you can improve yourself, and one day you come up, they don't have any more suggestions for you. So that's the secret of joining a lot more table topics or a lot more meetings. So come join. Now we will have our final slice of the pie, the complete slice of the last session, which is the evaluation session. With that, I'm not going to be chairing that session. The session will be chaired by our humor master tonight. I hope she's going to give us a great general evaluation and not a humorous one, but of course you can always incorporate humor into it. Okay, I don't mind, Felicia. So let us invite our general evaluator for tonight, Felicia Chai, to give the general report for our meeting today. Felicia?
Hi everyone, it's me again. So I'll be evaluating today's meeting. First of all, I think I would say we started almost on time, probably 1-2 minutes late, which is still kind of forgivable. And I think Sharon did a very good job taking over as a temporary TOE, as Ryan was a little bit late, and also adjourned the meeting. And I particularly like today's theme, which was set by our late Fatima, and I think the word of the day was very well introduced by our grammarian. So thank you, our grammarian of the day. And sorry. Okay. And so going into our prepared speech, so I've enjoyed I've enjoyed both speeches by Nick and Abdallah, very well prepared and also very informative speeches which open up our eyes. And I really enjoys the evaluation made by Cheryl and Michelle as well. So both of our evaluator give a very detailed reports and also including the strength and areas to improve, and not forgetting our evaluators, our timer, it's time already, but overall, well done in controlling our time, make sure our meeting it's on time. And thank you, our counter Andy, a very, very detailed report. So I believe everyone is very impressed by your work. So very detailed. Everyone is like looking, besides looking the report, also looking their own name. And I think it really encourages. So for our newcomers, so this is a way that helps us to improve. So don't feel discouraged or don't feel like why do I speak so much of filler words. So I think it's a very good way to just see it positively. And I really like how detailed Andy listens to every single words and phrases in the speech, even though the speech and also it generally throughout the whole meeting. Okay, and then thanks to our grammarian as well, JJ. So our grammarian also gave us a very detailed report, and also he paid very close attention whether the word of the day, winsome, has been used in our conversations, our speech. Thank you very much. And going down to our table topic master, Cheryl, I love your topic and I feel like it's so related to the team tonight. One of the suggestions I would say is maybe next time you can post the topic in the chat group or you can prepare slides, because I think sometimes when the newcomer it's a little bit nervous, they probably cannot catch the topic very well as well. So, and maybe they are also a little bit shy. If they couldn't hear very clearly, they would like you to repeat it. So if you can just give us from a slide or from a chat, tap inside the chat group, that probably will help as well. But I've enjoyed the whole session. I really wish that I'm really curious what else question do you have in your list? So it's a very interesting and also provoking session, especially in the early of the year, you know. So we are trying to declutter before Chinese New Year. So definitely enjoy this session very much. Going down to the evaluation by KK, as usual, KK, you ever ready. We enjoy your sessions, telling us the things that improve. Like I believe, like Brian said, even though for those who have not joined the table topic session, we also gain a lot of tips and tricks how to improve in our speech and also our conversations. So thank you very much, KK. And yeah, I think that's all for my evaluation. I've generally enjoyed. I think today it's a very good session. Everything run through so smoothly. Well done, everyone. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much for our general evaluator for tonight, Felicia. Felicia, I believe it's a rare thing to see you taking up the general evaluation. So everyone, please give her a virtual round of applause, a virtual emoji, a virtual hug, and a virtual thumbs up if you believe that she did a wonderful job in the general evaluator role. More to come, I hope. So make sure you put your name. Actually, Cheryl will put your name for you. Just agree to what she does for you. Okay? Thank you. That brings us to almost nearing the end of our session for today. However, before I move on to the voting for the best of three, we actually do have, I hope the co-evaluators did this for the main evaluators, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I would like to invite the three co-evaluators back. I hope you captured the timing, the grammarian report, and the counting report for our evaluators, Cheryl and Michelle. I can see how is starting to panic, but I think he did. So Sihao, you have the floor first to evaluate, give your report on Cheryl and Michelle.
Oh, the moment.
Panic.
Wait. Okay, so Cheryl took 3 minutes and 8 seconds, which is slightly over time, and Michelle is within the time, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sihao. Actually, Cheryl is within time. We are given 30 seconds leeway after the 3 minutes. So 3 minutes, 30 seconds is the time to be where the sweet spot, hopefully people will be there. But thank you so much for mentioning that both of the evaluators are on time. So they are eligible for the voting session. Even though if they are overtime, they're still eligible. But let's just make it that. Okay, now let's move on. Let's go on with our grammarian, JJ. I hope you did capture good phrases from Cheryl and Michelle. Otherwise, it's time for you to make something up. So, JJ, it's your turn.
Thank you, Brian. So for Cheryl, I listened your durations. I not detect any word of the day you're using for the durations.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I protest.
Okay.
And your Vincent song is not going to get you out of this.
Okay, then I capture some of the words, nice word you mentioned in your speech, like pay attention to the things. Then also use a minimizer for helping the some of the speakers. Then you also use the strategy to have a good speech relevant of today. Some changes present on your speech, something like that. Is a thing I captured from your side. Then for Michelle, you're using a lot of Vincent's word of the day for today. Vincent's smile, a lot of the example you give. Then you also give a lot of guide the speakers how to do a lot of research and confidence to help the speakers. Then I also you mentioned the word of the twist, how to use the way to twist, help the speaker to use in his speech to improve his speech. So you also talk about how the impact of the leadership and transformation and summarize it to guide the speakers. That's the thing I capture from your speech just now. Okay, that's all for my side. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, the winsome JJ. Now, Cheryl, JJ, he's not that he didn't capture. He's trying to see whether you captured yourself and trying to evaluate your listening skills. So JJ is a very, very smart man here. Thank you so much, our grammarian JJ, for that report on the evaluators. Now, let's move on to the long-awaited huge report. I'm sure his hands are all itchy to keep on pressing the button, and his mouth is going to tell us what we did for our filler words. So, Andy, you can now showcase your entire accounting report to everyone here in this chat or in this Zoom meeting. Go on, Andy, for our accounting report.
Thank you, Brian. So I'll do from the beginning because it's quite a bit. But since I've already done the speaker and the table topics, I will not repeat that. Cheryl Lee as a Toastmaster sitting in 2 yes, 1 and 1 okay, and 2 repeated words. I didn't register what was that, but total 6. Felicia as a general evaluator, 2 so, 1 yeah, 7 ands, 1 like, 1 1 1 9 10 4 repeated words. Words like I think, whether, like that kind. The reason why and is counted is when you like string it together, it becomes you usually it goes like and something else. So that's when it's counted. When it's like this and this, I still don't count that. So JJ, you are the master of so, because for Felicia's and is your so. You you start your sentence with so quite frequently. 1 okay, 1 like, 6 2 hours, and 1 repeated word just now. A total 21. See how timer, I only got 1 all right, and I was looking for this one tongue click. You did one that sound. Yes, I caught it. Brian, as the Toastmaster of the evening, you had 4 so, 1 now, 2 and 2 actually, 1 all right, 1 1 3 3 repeated words like who and the, total 18. Cheryl Lee as a table topic master, 1 so, only 1 so, okay, because mostly you're reading so. Felicia as a humor master, you did 1 actually and 1 only, 2. KK as the table topic evaluator, 2 so, 1 actually, and 1 repeated word, what, okay. Cheryl Lee evaluator, 1 and 1 actually, and 1 repeated word, which was 3 resources. We just repeated that, resulting in 3 total. Michelle as the evaluator, 2, 7 ands, 2 all rights, 2 you knows, 3 R's, and 1 repeated word. Joanne is, total 15. That's it from me. Thank you very much. I'll send this in the chat.
What do you mean that's it from you? I think that's enough from you for tonight. No, I'm just kidding. Andy, thank you so much for capturing all of the filler words for every character and every role played tonight. Usually for Gurney Hydro, we only capture the ones that are speaking as in the main speakers, the table topic speakers or the evaluators. But I believe this demonstrates your skill as a listener. I think you paid so much more attention than what I had to do to capture each and every word. And you actually wrote it down at the back of the spreadsheet, like which one, what, the, and who knows, you know, see how. These are all those kind of words that people typically don't use unless you are using it as a filler word, and you captured the unique filler word for everyone. I believe Andy is an exemplary R counter. Usually people will say, R counter, very easy one. Let's just take it as the first one. So everyone, please give Andy, our visiting Toastmaster, a big round of applause. Now you know I am very insecure about the 18 filler words plus minus the table topics one. So thank you so much, Andy. And I believe Cheryl has something to demand from you. She will be demanding the spreadsheet from you and your skills as well. But skills can only be taught and learned by the person. So people will all come to you. Don't worry, Andy, you are still the best in the accounting as of now. All right. Thank you to all the co-evaluators for that simple and short, straightforward report, excluding Andy. That was really good. We will now move on to our best of 3 voting session for tonight. And I believe Cheryl has already done the polling for the voting. So you will see it pop up now. Please vote for the best of 3 for tonight, the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, and the best evaluator. Choose the one that you think deserves it the best, and you will be, of course, not you will be rewarded, you will see your best speaker be rewarded after this. So with that, I will continue as the poll is running. We will go to our airtime and all guest feedback. So first up, we will see, anyone has any airtime for today? Before we end our meeting, airtime for any district events, club meetings. Did Jia Hui leave? Oh no, Jia Hui left.
Oh no, I haven't left.
I saw. Oh, sorry, I'm using my phone, so I have to scroll slowly. Jia Hui, you want to tell us about your club meeting and your special event?
Yeah, so Hangout Toastmasters is having a club meeting with a theme Lunar Chinese New Year this Sunday, 8 p.m. So everyone are invited to come for the meeting and celebrate Chinese New Year together. I will share the post in the chat box, so feel free to register and you will get the meeting link. Thank you. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much, Jia Hui. You can also send it to me privately. I can send it into our Toastmasters group, and then we have a lot more friends there for you to garner into your Hangout Toastmasters Club meeting. You might see me there. So it's going to be a Lunar Chinese New Year. My favorite color is either, I don't know whether it's green or red, but I'm wearing a red shirt, so symbolizing New Year coming. So go to Hangout Toastmasters Club this Sunday at 8 p.m. Moving on, any more airtime? I will leave the floor open for another 5 seconds. Bye.
Perhaps I can share tomorrow. There'll be Motorola Penang Toastmasters Club meeting during lunchtime. In case you have time, I won't be there because I have some other event. Just the theme is "It's Never Too Late." So it sounds interesting, right? It's actually will be hosted by our new member Whitney. So in case you are free, let me paste the. We will use Google Meet in our meeting. The time is 12:30 to 2 p.m. So in case you are free, you can just join during that time with the team. It's never too late. Yep, that's all from me. Let me paste the link here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, KK. It's never too late to visit another club meeting and experience something a little bit different. So if you are free during the lunchtime or you want to watch someone when you are eating instead of watching YouTube, you can always go to Motorola Penang Toastmasters Club tomorrow at 12:30. All right. So bring your lunch together, but of course, keep your camera close. Otherwise, people will say, oh, this person eating. Okay, I think, should I close the airtime in 3? Any more? 2? Last call. 1. Okay. All right. Why don't we move on to a little bit of guest feedback before we announce the winners? Let's have, I won't call the typical guest. Actually, I'll call everyone now. Let's go. Hopefully you can spare a little bit more time with us and listen to the guest feedback. Maybe you can bring something back to your club as well. Let's start off. The first stuff on my screen is definitely Jia Hui. Jia Hui, would you like to give a little bit of feedback to our club? Your first time meeting us, your first time seeing us. You have the floor. Something short, something sweet, something simple.
I think it's a very energetic club. I like that the environment, everyone is welcoming and also happy and bringing great energy during the club meeting. So I enjoy a lot, and yeah, people won't feel like not welcome when joining the meeting, even though it's the first time. Yeah, back to you, Brian.
Thank you so much for your kind words. And I think the Excos and the members take pride in making you feel welcome, because that's how we would like to feel in your club. So let's take back and of course make humanity great again. Next, I would definitely like to be calling Pak Yusof. Pak Yusof, you have been to our club a few times. So what do you think about today's meeting? Probably you could give a little bit of feedback on that, on us.
Well, it was a great meeting. And I believe that you Singaporeans speak very well English. It was fantastic. I love coming back to this club to learn many things here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Yusof. I believe, yes, we are Malaysians, but close to Singapore. Very good. Thank you so much, Pak Yusof, for sharing your feedback to us. And of course, we welcome you again and again to our club. All right. And next, we will be moving on to our Andy Lim, our accountant for tonight. Andy, you have been coming to our club on and off, of course, but forever ready to help. So Andy, what do you think about tonight's meeting?
Well, Joanne was the one that invited me to take up the role, so I haven't done art counter for some time, and then I came across this template that Alicia Curtis shared with us during the last talk that she did for Sunway ITC Bintang. I've forgotten already which club was it that hosted. Oh my. Then I just decided to use it, and I did some alterations. So I sent the file. You can see the first sheet is the original, and the second sheet is what I did for you guys. The purpose is not so much to pinpoint, but that sometimes if we are not aware, you know the saying, what gets measured gets done or gets improved. So if you're never aware that you have such verbal crutches, you would never improve. So it's just so once in a while it's good to do it. Not every meeting, but once in a while it's good to do it. So I hope that the template will help some of you. Cheryl was asking for it, so I might as well share with everybody. And if you want the other templates that Alicia Curtis shared during that talk, just let me know. Maybe I'll just put it on a Google Drive and share the link.
Yes,
All
please.
right. Yes, please. See, Cheryl already said yes, please. So Andy, you have your work cut out for you. And did you mention that you haven't been an art counter for a very long time? I call bullshit. But thank you so much, Andy, for that feedback. And I do agree with what you said. If you acknowledge something, it will be presented to you and of course brought to light. Just like how you want to break silence, you acknowledge the silence. Then it's broken. So thank you so much, Andy, for joining us tonight. Let's go on to our final two guests for tonight. First up, we will have JJ, the Grammarian. Thank you for joining us tonight, JJ. What do you think about our club, or any feedback for us for today?
Your club is nice. I think we have a lot of people join from your club, a lot of guests. So the thing I see is different is the sequence of the role player, the co-evaluation team. Is it different with the normal sequence? So suddenly, recall I need to do again for that one. That's the thing. I feel it's different. But okay, I got capture all the things. Okay, nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for joining us, JJ. Yes, our arrangement is a little bit different. It's for you to get caught off guard. So we caught you, but you did it a very good job. You cover very well. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking the role as our grammarian for tonight. We welcome you in future meetings as well, either a role or a guest. All right, don't forget to join us. Now, our last but not least, the sweet little Alessandra or Sandra, you have the floor. What do you think about our meeting for the first time joining us and looking at all of us? I hope we did not intimidate you in any way. You have the floor.
So at first I was very nervous, but once you guys started talking, it felt very welcoming, and all of you were very encouraging too. I really like the positive energy, as I'm not sure, Chia Hui said before. I also managed to learn a lot of new things. I managed to think deeper about minimalism because of Brian's speech, and I overall had a nice time. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Alessandra. It's always nice to have someone as articulate as you. You give your points across clearly, and we welcome you indefinitely in all future meetings, online, offline, physical meetings, anywhere you want. We can just invite you. So hopefully we'll see you in the future again. And definitely come to our club a little bit more. You'll have fun, and who knows, there is definitely always a take back home message that you can take back and ponder. So you can put down that device and ponder on the take home message. All right. Thank you for joining us, Sandra, tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, now that we have finished all the guest feedback for tonight and of course the airtime, I am sadly going to say that I will be stepping down as the Toastmaster of the evening for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to my shenanigans and little small stupid jokes that I try to put out. It's a try hard kind of moment, but I hope you guys don't see it as try hard. And it's nice hosting a meeting after so long. Cheryl, thank you for giving me the opportunity because I think I'm rusty already. So right now, I will pass the floor to our representative of our president, our vice president, our second ranking officer, the vice president education for Gurney Hydro Toastmasters Club, to do the winners announcement and of course close the meeting and adjourn it as well. So Cheryl, you have the floor. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Let's listen to Cheryl next.
Thank you, Brian. So let me share the screen. And now for the announcement of the winners. So best speaker, we have two speakers tonight, Nick and Abdallah. Who do we think is the winner, the big winner for tonight? Drum roll, please. Congratulations, Abdallah. So let's have pictures. Let me see where's Abdallah. Wait, let me find Abdallah first. Ah, there he is. How do I add spotlight? Okay. Can somebody help to take the pictures because I'm sharing the screen. So Abdallah, you gonna take pictures?
3, 2, 1, smile. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, KK. Wait, let me remove his spotlight first. Okay. Next award, Best Table Topic Speaker Award. We have 4 speakers tonight. Who do you think are the winners? Drum roll. Congratulations, Brian. Although you are over time. Who wants to catch up? Hello, anybody wants to take a picture? Okay.
Yes, I'm trying. Yeah, now it's okay already. The camera, 3, 2, 1. Catch up.
Okay. Thank you, KK. Right, and the final award for the night is the Best Evaluator Award. So the 2 evaluators for tonight is myself and Michelle. Who do you think are the winners? Oh, it's Michelle. Since Michelle has left for the night, then
Cheryl will steal the crown.
Okay, I will just snap a picture of me first and then we'll Photoshop Michelle back in there, okay?
Okay, done.
Oh, okay. All right. So before I adjourn the meeting, I'd like to make an announcement. Please note that the next meeting in February will be on February 16 because the first Wednesday of the month also coincides with the second day of Chinese New Year. So there will not be a meeting. The next meeting will be, hang on. Oh God. Okay, the next meeting will be on the 16th of January, and the host will be our very handsome Oppa KK Lim. The theme will be fearless. And in conjunction with that meeting, I've invited somebody to give a little talk on the topic of mental health. So invite everybody to come along and listen and learn something new together with us. The speaker is Andrew Tan from B Brown Penang Medical Toastmasters Club, and he is also a member of Befrienders Penang. And so definitely he knows what he's talking about. He has helped many people who are going through mental health issues and counsel a lot of people who are going through a tough time, especially throughout the lockdown. So please come along. And I'm sure Andrew is an amazing speaker. I've heard him sharing things on topics like leadership and stuff like that before. So he is pretty good. Come along. We'll see. So if we don't see you in the meantime, happy Chinese New Year to all of you who are celebrating, and we'll see you back again on the 16th of February. And to Gurney Hydro Toastmasters Club members, see you on Friday for our makan session. Yum, 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 yum. Then with that, I declare that our meeting is adjourned. I don't have a gavel, but those of you who would like to stay back for casual chit chat session with us, feel free to
No, I
stay
thought
back.
Mama session.
Yeah, Mama session. Then we're still gonna hang around here. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.